My mentoring plan is about 3 teachers that teach at the same school that I teach at. All 3 of them are experienced veteran teachers, but all have a wide variety of teaching experiences. A mentor has so many roles that they have to fulfill. If teaching was just about meeting your new students and teaching page to page, then there would not be a need for mentors. But since that's not realistic, our mentors need to be skilled in the subject that they're trying to mentor. In this case, we're talking about science. They must be creative in problem solving. They must be able to reflect on their work as well as their mentees' teaching ability. They also must be willing to take risks. A mentor must be trustworthy. They must be able to collaborate with other adults, and they must be able to reflect on their teachings as well as what's going on in the classroom of their mentees. The 3 teachers that I chose to mentor all work at the elementary school where I work at. The first 2 teachers are 5th grade teachers that teach primarily science, and the third one is a self-contained classroom teacher. The first one is a teacher that has taught 18 years. She has taught in a self-contained classroom only one of those years, and the other 17 years, like I said, she teaches 5th grade science. The second one has taught multiple grade levels, a year in kindergarten, 3 years in kindergarten, 1 year in pre-K, and 1 year in 4th grade. The last 2 years, she has been teaching 5th grade in a departmentalized classroom, math and science. The third mentee is different than the other 2 because she has been in a self-contained classroom and is still there. She has taught pre-K, kinder, first, second, third, fourth, and resource, and is currently in 4th grade. Mentee number 1 feels as though her primary struggle is that the previous year's teachers are failing to teach the skills that are needed to be taught. She feels as though her students coming into 5th grade have nothing to build upon. She feels as though her students don't understand what they should have learned, and in other words, they're not able to understand the new part of learning in 5th grade. She says that since they weren't taught in the previous years, they are having trouble spiraling in that previous learning. Mentee number 2 is not comfortable with their knowledge of the subject. She also feels that the previous year's teachers are failing to teach the skills that they should be teaching, and she has no idea to where to find good resources to help her teach her 5th graders. The third teacher that I chose to mentor is different than the other 2 because she does not teach science as a subject that will be tested by the state of Texas. So not only does she not feel comfortable with the knowledge of science, but since science is not a tested subject in 4th grade, she feels as though that's extra time that she has in order to dedicate to the math, the reading, and the writing that is tested in science. My first goal with all 3 of my teachers is to create a partnership. Without a partnership, without trust in this partnership, we are not going to accomplish anything. So in this partnership with my teachers, I would like to define mutual goals, let them know that we're going to learn together, we're going to grow together, and we're going to collaborate. My second goal is to help my teachers find the resources on campus that are available to them. Ford Farrier is one of the resources that we have. Also on the computer, we have EduSmart as well as STEM Scopes. STEM Scopes gives the teachers ideas in which to connect writing and science, reading and science, math and science. And this different connection will help them start to build the models, the framework. Lead Forward also has a section where they show the teachers the scaffolding in which it lets the teachers know what the students should learn the previous years and what they're going to be learning the next years. The third goal that I have for my teachers is to help them understand the importance of building conceptual models. We must, at an elementary level, go ahead and start at a broad definition, but we can start with something and have it represent something else. And that sounds kind of crazy, but if you look at what I have with the pictures down below, we have Cheerios, but we're going to have those Cheerios represent a solid, a liquid, and a gas. We also can have the solar system as well. This is going to lay that foundation for the building of the models as they get older and their skills are more complex. The support that I'm going to give all three teachers are instructional support as well as conceptual knowledge support. The instructional support, everything that I have listed here, is going to help them time-wise as well as knowledge for the teacher as well as the student. Time was something that all three teachers said they struggled with. Finding time to plan, finding time for exciting activities, and even finding times for themselves to understand what they're supposed to be teaching. So I wanted to begin with the I can statements. Those I can statements do break down those TEKs into small little pieces. Breaking those down to small little pieces is going to help the student understand what they're supposed to be learning that day, but it's also going to help that teacher understand what they're supposed to be teaching. The instructional support, I'm also going to be helping them locate available resources, and I'm going to help those students become responsible for their own learning. I'm also going to be there for them at the beginning where they're lesson planning, where they're looking for ideas in which to build these models. I'm also going to be modeling lessons in their classrooms or just there as support and guidance while the teacher is teaching. The conceptual knowledge support, I'm going to be there to help them understand about building models. Through this class and through all the research that I have done, I believe that my idea of a mentor has changed. I feel as though a mentor in the past was just somebody who checked in with their teacher once in a while, maybe helped them, but never followed through the entire process with them. Being able to go into the classroom and support the teacher or role model for the teacher, I believe is a huge step that is not always possible in a school setting. I think that professional development should become before, during, and after with these teachers. I think that setting aside time to plan and reflect on these lessons is so very important. I think the immediate evaluation, the immediate observation is so very important, or it's going to lose its value. The one thing that I kind of think between the three people that I interviewed also, I don't think that Mentee 3 is going to be a very willing participant. She is very competitive with what she is teaching in fourth grade, and science is not something that is tested. And so I believe that her goal is to get her students ready for the STAR test. And I don't think that science is going to be something that she is going to take time to learn how to teach.